And I know that I said on Twitter today that I wasn't going to make a video because of how crappy I feel. So if there's one thing to take away from this experience is that I'm a very unreliable source of information, even when it's about myself. And you may notice that my voice sounds a little bit different. It's not a big deal. It's just that currently one of my nostrils is sandbagging an ocean of nightmares. Inevitably, I'm overrun by a cold about once a year, like an estranged uncle who needs money or pays a visit to see if we're ready to forgive him for that one time he got frustrated and hit his nephew. Everybody says to keep my fluid intake high, so, I mean, thank God whiskey comes in liquid form, otherwise I'd be totally awake and coherent for this entire horrible experience. I think my favorite part is waking up at 5 in the morning to the sound of somebody trying to kickstart an airboat, and I know you're thinking, where is the swamp near you? And I thought the same thing until I realized that it was my fucking nose. My brain feels like it's trying to escape, and the only way that it can facilitate that jailbreak is by creating a luge track that starts at the back of my eyeballs and then departs messily out of my nasal cavities, but not before making a quick detour to drain any excess icy runoff there might be down the back of my throat, ostensibly for no reason other than to make me more uncomfortable. Apparently an alien facehugger attached itself to my mouth while I was sleeping and shot an egg into my esophagus, but instead of exploding out through my sternum like it's supposed to, it's just decided to set up base camp where it landed and then piss and shit down into my stomach. So with all that in mind, I wrote a letter to Being Sick. Dear Being Sick, enough of this shit already. It's been 2 days and I'm already sick and tired of being sick and tired, creating a vicious cycle of sick tiredness that compounds with every waking second, growing to unconscionable levels until it eventually consumes my universe, like a singularity, only instead of an omnipotent artificial intelligence, it's just a thick, soupy disaster. The inside of my nose is like a molasses factory that exploded, and that shit actually happened once, and like 10 people died in a shit tsunami, so unless you want that to happen again, only with what currently occupies my sinuses and lungs, I'd suggest you leave me the fuck alone. It's a short letter, but I think it gets the point across. Now that that's over, I'm gonna sit down for a while. Jesus.